The human population is growing exponentially, so in today's world it's become increasingly important to utilize renewable resources. Here in Defuniak Springs, Florida, there's a project underway unlike anything you've ever seen.
Mike Reynolds actually founded the design of the Earthship. A co-worker of mine, Kristen Hoffnung, she took a trip out to Taos, New Mexico, where he's building large communities of these.
Students have begun constructing the walls with rubber tires and packed earth. Interior walls will be made of aluminum cans. The 4 systems explained on earthship.net include water, sewage, electricity, and comfort, the 4 elements needed for a human to live in good health. Whether through solar and wind power or catching rainwater through a giant cistern and filtering it, the home harnesses Mother Nature without hurting her.
They don't need to rely on the government to get their water and their food. They can grow it in their home. They don't need those electrical lines that are almost never there. Every time there's a power outage, I mean, how many times have you heard a big city, the power's out? What does everybody do? Freeze to death or sweat to death, depending on the weather, or people die.
Mr. Martin expects the project to be complete by 2010, and the home will serve as a model for folks with a desire to live green. If you'd like to learn more about Project Red Wolf or the Walton Career Development Center, log on to the website listed below. I'm Shea Brown reporting for Nautilus News.
We play in the NWBA, which is the National Wheelchair Basketball Association. There's about 130 teams across the country. We play in the Gulf Coast region, play teams out of New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, Memphis, some teams out of Texas and Atlanta.
In a series of 4 games, the Division III Patriots squared off against legions of Argos. Each game lasted 15 minutes, and the Patriots showed no signs of slowing down the score. In one game, the Argonauts were granted a 25-point lead, but within minutes, Mobile was catching up.
Actually, the team was started back in 1978. Myself and one other guy, we were students out of the University of South Alabama, and we had started playing some teams around the country that were in wheelchairs, and we decided to start a team. With the efforts of some people in the community and the Rotary Rehab Hospital at the Mobile Infirmary, we got a team started.
Even though the Argonauts excel at many sports, I think it's going to take a while to get a trophy in wheelchair basketball. I'm Shea Brown reporting for Nautilus News. The economy is floundering, the healthcare system is broken, and the Iraq War seems to have no end in sight. On this historic election day, Americans vote for the stability of our future.
I voted for John McCain because I have a lot of faith in what he believes in, and he was a prisoner of war, and he really cares about our country, and I think that's a really strong thing for a president.
It's important to get the global community back on America's side. I think we used to be the shining star and the hope of the world, and I think we've abused our power in many ways. So I think that's one of our biggest goals, is to unite the world again. And I think Barack Obama is really a uniting figure.
I looked at all parts of it, and I've done a lot of research on it. I felt that the best person was McCain. I spent a lot of time, 24 years in the military, and I can understand a man that would stay as a prisoner of war for 5 years and was able to stand up. He ought to be able to do a lot of things.
Know your candidates, know where they stand on the issues, and make your choice. I'm Shea Brown reporting for Nautilus News. While the aisles are well stocked and the floors are sparkling clean, Publix has finally arrived in Pensacola.
Well, I always like to use the phrase that we're in the people business. We just happen to sell groceries. We continue to carry on the legacy of our founder, Mr. George Jenkins, which opened his first store in Winter Haven, Florida in 1930. He was in the people business. He wanted to treat our customers and our associates like kings and queens. We want to make sure when you come into the Publix store location, experience the Publix environment, and have that sense of ownership when you come into the store.
Everything looks wonderful. Yes, I've enjoyed some samples, very good.
Everyone's really nice and it's really clean and I like it.
Yeah, I like what they did with the place. I like the free samples too.
Just give us a chance. Come and check us out. Yeah, I mean, again, one of our founders' philosophies is that giving back to the community. We've been investing in the Pensacola market years before we got here. When I say investing, philanthropically with not-for-profit organizations that reflect who we are. So when we come here, we're more than just in the bag, more than what's in the bag. When we open the doors, we don't just sell groceries. We want to blend in. We want to be your neighbor. We want to be your friend.
If any of you are skeptical about the transition from Albertsons to Publix, don't worry, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm Shea Brown reporting for Nautilus News. You think you can balance a plate on a stick? Or spin 25 hula hoops on your waist? Well, there's one Chinese acrobat who can.
Every show I do, I give my 100%, sometimes 200%. So every show to me is important. I don't consider which one is more important than others.
At the age of 4, she learned gymnastics. When she was 7, she became a dancer. At age 11, Liang was selected among thousands of Chinese children to become an acrobat. She lived with the world-renowned Wuhan troupe for years, practicing her skills up to 8 hours a day and sometimes more. Not only did she inspire, but she awed audience members young and old with ancient Chinese skills such as dancing, plate spinning, head balancing, and more. Husband and host Bill Patty humorously invited the crowd to try Liang's skills and learn more about the entertainment of ancient Chinese culture.
When I was performing with my acrobatic troupe, we traveled so many countries, and usually at night, end of the performance, everybody gave us standing ovation. Yes, that was really, really exciting. Sometimes we didn't want to be end, because once you end, we go back to hotel. That's it, we're looking for more.
If you'd like to learn more about Liang's acrobatic skills or history, log on to the web at www.acrobatshow.com. Reporting for Nautilus News, I'm Shea Brown. Homecoming week has arrived, so that means it's time to get your school spirit on.
The real purpose of the pep rally is just to get all the new freshmen and some people that may not know the student athletes just get a chance to introduce them to this is our teams, these are the ones who represent you.
Even though the university has continued budget cuts, homecoming activities have been free from constraint.
They try to keep us in mind when it came to cutting back, because they do want to see a really big homecoming because it's something that all the students really look forward to. It gets them all involved. So we were basically able to try to stay at the same level, and also what we do is we raise money from the surrounding community to help support. We have all our sponsors. They give us food, whether it be prizes and money, and through that, we've been able to actually come up with a very good homecoming. And I think it's been going great so far. We've had a lot of attendance, a lot of positive feedback, and I've enjoyed myself so far. So
hopefully you've taken advantage of one of the best weeks on campus. I'm Shea Brown reporting for Nautilus News.